used to the screens and then you go back to the non-touch screen.
Yes, it makes me think AOL dial up.
We're live.
I have to screen.
We are live.
All right, we're going to call this meeting to order. It is July the 9th, 2024, 7 p.m. We'll start with the invitation.
Our most gracious Heavenly Father, we're grateful for this beautiful day and for this gathering here tonight. We ask that as we discuss this agenda, that you will guide us with your wisdom to make decisions that will help our city to grow and prosper. Lead us to solutions that will benefit our city and the citizens that we serve. And we pray for our city staff, various police and fire departments, and we're truly grateful for all of their efforts and their dedication. Father, please watch over all of us as we go about our daily lives. And may we feel your strength, grace, and peace through the days ahead. We ask all of these things in your Son Jesus' name. Amen.
Pledge allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Any announcements?
I have one. We will be having our city auction 20th of this month on a Saturday for the older trucks and things that need to be auctioned. And our hope is that we can generate enough revenue to go get 2 more trucks. That's what we're hoping.
Do you have a list of what you're auctioning?
Yes, and it's actually online right now if you go to 3C.
If you go to who?
3C. If you go to 3C auctions, you'll see everything we're auctioning. It's already up there.
That's 3 in the letter C.
Yes.
And what time is it?
It'll be Saturday, the 20th at I think 9 or 10 a.m.
It's a live auction?
Yes, it's a live auction. You can bid right now. So
I think they have stuff online too, don't they?
They do.
They do it both ways.
they do it both ways. They'll do it online and you can place a bid, or you can show up the morning of and place a bid on scene.
Any other announcements?
I would like to thank the chamber for the Jam Fest. The fireworks show was phenomenal. A lot of people showed up. I think everybody had a good time. And the park really looked good.
Thank you. I should probably make one more announcement. So now that we're working on the rehab part of the point, there will be days here and there where we have to close it because we have heavy machinery all over the place and for safety reasons, but it'll open back up when we're done that afternoon.
I also probably should announce we have our city attorney Lee. She is on Zoom here on this phone. So if we need to speak to her. She said, "Hey, so I'm gonna wait for her." If we need to speak to her, she is there for us to consult with her and answer any questions we might have. Excuse me. No more announcements. That's it. No one wants one twice, so okay. So citizens input. I didn't have any sheets that I seen passed up here. Are there any put up there
I don't see any.
that we didn't get? That's going to be related to the agenda items. We have none there. So we're going to move to number 6, which is the consent agenda items. To approve those. I did have one question on 6J, the EDC minutes, and I think we have Pam's here, so she might can introduce the EDC. But we need to amend the minutes. I guess, did the minutes not match the tape, or, I mean, I don't know. When I seen that, I'm like, what do we need to do?
Okay, we never submitted it to you because they hadn't been approved, because the first time that they were written, our secretary did not get everything in there that she needed to get in there, and then the second time that she wrote it, she put it just at the bottom of the sheet as a an attachment instead of putting it in the minutes, so we had to redo it. That's the reason it took so long to get here.
Okay,
So they never have come to you before. They've only been with us trying to get them straightened out. We
so
got
y'all had to
straightened out.
amend them on your side before you submitted. them.
Right, right.
Okay.
We admitted them on our side and approved them so that now you can approve them. But that's the reason they're so slow getting here.
I was trying to figure it out, because I'm like, I don't know, I've never seen anything, so.
Yeah.
Make sure I ask.
Yeah, they've only been amended on our side.
Okay,
I make a motion we approve the consent agenda items A through M.
I'll second.
And on mine,
Kevin Featherston.
Chris Burkett.
So motion made by Chris, seconded by, Robin, and all in favor. So that moves us to number 7, which is old business. Discussion and or take action to approve the second reading of EDC giving Ambets $8,000 for new air conditioning unit.
The laws have changed recently. They have to be read twice before the check can be written.
Yeah. Did that, something that just happened, I guess, like within the last month or two?
When we went to the sales tax workshop last month, I guess it was, the law had just changed. So that's the reason you're going to see that from now on, that it will be.
Right, and that, I was curious when that
It's
came
not
out.
all checks, it's any checks for grants or loans.
I was curious, and so you just automatically kind of answered my
I knew
one of
that
my
was gonna come.
questions, and I was wondering because, and I didn't think of this question whenever this first came to the council earlier this month, or late last month, but, you know, there was a few questions that I would have asked, or I wished I would have asked then, so it's kind of neat that this came back up. So this is different, this money would be different than the money that was granted to the fire department for the radios, right? So
That was before the law, for one thing. That was before the law, but they were given a grant, same as this is a
Right.
grant that we're talking about.
I was making sure there wasn't nothing that could go back on from.
No, it just recently changed. In fact, they were talking about it at the workshop as having just recently, within the month before, been put into law.
And one of the questions I didn't ask the last time was, so the money, I know there were some budget amendments made, right? A few months ago or whatever. So was those budget amendments, was that part of trying to set up to be able to do some of these things, like say the money for the air conditioner, or
It was,
I'm guessing that's
Yeah.
where that's
yeah, we moved it from some lines that we were not going to be using, essentially, and put it into there so that we could do more grants and loans. Yeah. There's still money in there for some other projects with doing that.
Does anybody else have any questions or anything to ask about that? I think all of us were sort of wondering on the inside unit. I think right after it got brought up, because this is only the outside unit that's getting replaced, right? And are we absolutely sure that the inside unit is gonna stand up and work and all that with this outside unit? That's what scares me.
We can't promise anything on that building. When we had the structural engineer go over there, he said, you know, not to put anything major in there that they couldn't take with them.
Well, what I'm saying is the structural engineering doesn't have anything to do with the mechanical ability of the indoor unit, because if I understand it, the outside unit is what's getting replaced for the 8,000. The inside unit's gonna have to be able to support that outside unit to produce the whole thing.
Yeah. The contractor said that he could hook it up and it would support it. That it would, they were compatible, that they could hook it up to the existing ductwork and it would work.
After thinking about this last month, I agree, there's major concerns with being able to hook up to that.
I'm wondering if we could table this and get somebody from down there in here to answer some questions and validate.
Yeah.
And maybe even show us some of the quotes or some of, whatever somebody said.
I'm sure you could. I'm
I mean,
sure
it would
they'd
be
be
nice for us to have
happy.
that information.
I'm sure they could. They came to our meetings several times in a row to show us the different things. And the first time they came, they didn't have bids, and so we had to have bids, and all that other stuff. So,
I don't know if any of the other council people have gotten questions from the citizens, but I think we passed that first reading on that. And then it was probably 2 days later, they were pouring concrete on the front of the approach.
I know, I saw that, and
And
that
so
really
I started getting phone calls, people were going, hey, wait a minute. They are paying for, EDC is paying for the air conditioner, but they're pouring concrete out front. I thought they weren't gonna be in the building very long. Why would they want to pour something as permanent as concrete? I'm like,
well, I had some questions about that also.
Yeah,
That kind of-
separate that from that also, I think somebody went in the next day and was given information that is in opposition of what they told you, so I think we just need to make sure that we have all the details.
I'm all for that.
Yeah,
so we-
I'm all for that.
I'd like to make a motion, we table this, and when it is brought back up next month, I'd like somebody from down here that can answer the questions.
And maybe have some of the literature quotes or
Something,
whatever.
to kind of help walk us through, make sure that, don't mind helping them, definitely want to see them succeed, but if they know they're gonna move, I want to know what their plan is instead of just,
I agree with you.
So Chris made a motion,
a second.
seconded by Jack. Oh, yeah, I know. For now. Devin Featherston, you're up.
Jack O'Connell,
Chris Burkett.
So, motion passed across the board. To table that. All right. So now we go to 7B, discussion and or take action appointing myself as place one, Mayor Pro Tem as current acting mayor, and leaving place one open until the election, November election. Kim has done research and talked to everybody. I actually have this, we probably should make a copy of this for everybody if we can. But this was from the elections office, and she said that absolutely we can put place one on the November ballot.
At no cost.
And no cost.
No cost, and that's what
No
even makes
additional
it better, right?
No
So-
additional cost.
Right, no additional cost. So, I mean, I would think with tonight, with us saying that, that kind of puts the word out. And, I mean, it's gonna give plenty of time for people to show interest and sign up for that. So we will have place one, the mayor, place
Four and
four, and place two, right? One, two, mayor, and four. So 1, 2, mayor, and 4 will be on the ballot this year. And I feel like that's the right thing for us as a council to do, is to let the citizens make the decision. I know we've had to make some decisions ourselves as a council, but that was, my suggestion. And it was actually probably just like a lot of y'all, a lot of our suggestions and a lot of what we bring here. I mean, we can't take 100% credit for it. It's what we hear from citizens, right? And we sometimes we may have to put our salt and pepper on it and bring it to this table. Typically, it's what the citizens are wanting or what they're telling us they want. And we have to maybe talk through it and come up here with a common ground. So, anyway,
So what's the other option?
the other option is
it's
you stay.
discussion. It's up for discussion at the moment.
And the other option would be we can use the mayor and appoint somebody for that seat, and they'll stay over the remainder of the term till it rolls around to its normal election time. They'll be there for a year and 4 months.
I mean, I guess that could be an option. As still currently as a council member, I feel like that would be doing citizens.
Well, they can all come sign up.
Well, they would be able to sign, so.
No, they can sign up. We just put it out there that we're gonna appoint somebody to that seat, and they all come up here and say, I wanna be on that seat. And we go over all the applications and pick somebody. I mean, that's just another option.
I would,
Then we don't have 4 months of being short. If two of us are not here, can't have a meeting.
So what you're saying, 4 months of being short, so I guess let's talk through that with the discussion side of this. So tonight, we're sitting here and we'll have, 4 months worth of meetings. When do we think we as a council would be able to get enough people to sign up and then be able to put a meeting together to place that person? Are we really gonna save that much time is in reality if we're thinking about it, right? We wouldn't get people signed up tomorrow and then have a meeting. Say Monday.
It's fine with me.
I would like to just say that with Jim excusing himself and their change with what's going on with you in your position, I would like to see us just leave the seat empty so that we can build a synergy, because I think that the synergy has been lacking for such a long time. I think we need the time to get together, learn how to work together, come up with some projects that we can achieve together without throwing another body in the mix. That would be my personal suggestion.
Yeah, you wouldn't have to have the learning curve of a new person coming in.
Everybody has to be on the page and understand that if one of us are out, there's no meeting.
Not just, not one.
We need 3 people. So are you talking about,
For a regular meeting, not just,
But I'm talking about our special meetings coming up, probably our workshops.
just special meetings.
Yeah.
Well, we only have to have 4 for those.
I think, can we all commit to really look at our
That's all I'm saying, is
schedule?
everybody
Yeah.
needs to commit.
To really look at our
Yep.
schedules and do our best to be here
Yep.
and
I mean, I know we do it anyway, but.
Right.
Just everybody.
We
keep
have
that in
a
mind.
really good attendance record, I'll say that. I mean, our attendance record is pretty good.
If we're all in agreement, I'll make a motion that we appoint Kevin as the acting mayor.
so there's 2 things here though. So there's you staying pro tem and voting, or you becoming mayor.
No, because I feel like that if I try to retain pro tem and keep a vote, then I'm sort of taken away from the chance of people having true interest of coming in, right? And I want to make sure we put it out there. I'm trying to make sure that we get people to sign up for that place.
But if people know that you are going to be vacating that seat regardless, and you can run for mayor, then what would stop them? Because I don't see that there is a conflict of interest if you are willing to do both, but I'm willing to go.
I mean, I am willing to do both, but the consent agenda from our last meeting, I felt like everybody wanted the mayor's seat to be taken.
I think that's what it was. It was a matter of fact, getting in there, get a pro tem, make sure that there's always somebody.
Well, and so just to reiterate what Lee said in the last meeting was, it's not that big of a deal or so important that we have to have a mayor, named mayor. Mayor pro tem can be here and run the meeting and still have the vote. Then we would still be able to vote as a whole council. And say I was gone, right? If I missed the meeting, that doesn't mean there's no meeting, there's nobody to conduct the meeting, because the law states that any one council person can conduct this meeting. It doesn't matter, the mayor pro tem, the mayor, all that doesn't really matter. It's all, there's all laws that have fail safes to keep our meetings rolling, because apparently somebody somewhere down the road has seen all these scenarios happen. And so, I mean, I would love to be able to still have my vote for the citizens through the end of this year, but it didn't seem to me that that was what the council was looking at in the last meeting. And I absolutely, to Jack's point, would keep my vote and vote with you guys through the end of this year. And then we still put that place on the ballot. 100%.
I'm all for you leaving there. I just don't like the conditions on the way this is written.
What do you mean?
Well, it's written here that we're gonna make him the mayor and leave that seat vacant.
I think the only reason why it was on there was it's kind of what we talked about in the last meeting. As long as we could find out that we could place one on the ballot for very little or no cost. I believe
That was the concern.
I believe that's what the
Cost.
minutes would kind of say, but
Cost.
That was what we was highly concerned with.
Yes.
I think I'm a little confused with what you're looking to do on.
Well, I just think the state gave us 6 seats up here. And to run 4 months with nobody there is not fair to the citizens. Somebody could be up here learning how to do this stuff. And I don't have anybody particular in mind. I don't even know who I would ask. All of you can, everybody can go ask somebody that's interested and get them up here.
it'd be tough to bring them in at budget time, I'll tell you that. That'd be sort of my.
I'm already, as the new person in, I'm constantly learning every day.
Well, you need people in here asking questions. You need them not, to be able to say, what is this, what is that? It's some new blood.
It's July, August, September, October, November. I think that we can leave it open personally for the 4 months. If you are then saying you are going to take position as mayor, or you're still on the fence?
I'm fine with that if that's what you guys want, right? I would love nothing more to be able to have a vote with you guys through the end of this calendar, or this city's calendar year. But that didn't seem to me in the last meeting that was the consent agenda of the council of what was wanted to be happening.
I think we need to have a mayor and a mayor pro tem.
But we can still do that.
Yeah.
And leave that seat.
Sure.
That's fine. Make the motion. I'm not voting for it, but it's like a trip.
So the motion's on the table, yes.
The motion is what? To appoint Kevin mayor and leave the seat.
Leave it till the election.
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, Kim was gonna get with Jeannie on that to make sure that she requests all that correctly. And then obviously we will have to put it on the agenda to approve your request.
Sounds like there's two.
Yes, ma'am. Or we could put it into one of our workshops. Well, I'm just saying if there was a timeline issue, if we needed to, we could put it into a workshop, 30-minute window or something before a workshop. Okay, so we had a motion made by Chris. Is there a second?
I'll second it.
Second by Robin.
Can you vote?
You can still vote.
You can still vote technically.
Okay, so,
I'm not.
so we didn't bring up the mayor pro tem on here. Do we need something separate or we?
Yeah, we'll have to we'll have to put that.
Okay, so you're appointing Kevin as acting mayor and keeping his vote.
We can't keep his vote.
We can
He's
keep,
vacating his seat until the election.
we can keep his vote, but it sounds like,
Not if he takes the mayor.
right, but it sounds like,
That was.
Chris?
Yeah. but it doesn't sound like that's what you want to do. If I'm reading this right.
He's open to it. I think the last meeting was wanting to make sure that we had somebody appointed to that seat and then a pro tem in case something happened. I think that, and then it went from there to making sure the seat wasn't gonna cost us extra money at an election.
If he's agreeing that he's gonna give up his vote, then he's voluntary enough.
But you said it beautifully. You said we have such a good synergy going right now that I think we can work together and get some stuff done.
Well, and I do agree with it. The way this is on the agenda, as long as the citizens get to make the decision
Yes.
on who sits in our council seats, because to me, I think that's right.
Putting cameras at the mayor.
So Chris made the motion, Robin seconded it,
Yes.
we got votes. I'm gonna abstain. Beyond that.
Jackie Arnold,
Oh, Robin Myers.
Yeah, I think
she seconded it.
Actually, we're gonna do it point of Mary Crockett tonight.
Sorry.
Well, no, we can't appoint one tonight because it's not on the agenda.
But,
Correct, Lee? With it not really being on the agenda, saying about the mayor pro tem, we cannot do that tonight. We'll put it on our next agenda. Can you hear me?
She might have stepped away for a second.
Okay.
So are you abstaining from voting or no?
I'm voting no.
Okay, so we had made by Chris, seconded by Robin. I abstained. Leon voted no. And Jack, Robin, and Chris all voted
The motion passes.
no. So that takes us to number 8, which is new business. Discussion and or take action to set budget workshop dates for 2024-2025 budget.
Yep.
I know Chris is going to be floating around somewhere doing something, so.
How many sessions generally, y'all,
4.
workshop? 4,
Yeah,
always 4?
It's not always 4. There's been a year or 2 where there was 5. There's been a year or 2 where 3 was enough. So,
I think last year we were able to get through it pretty good.
yeah, with 4, it was pretty quick.
And we have to deliver by
No, I
what
think
date?
last year was 3.
Yeah, it was 3. You're right.
We had.
That's
we
right,
had
it drug
one-
on
We had
into
one already
August
set. but
or
we didn't-
September.
we didn't
Yeah,
have
we
to-
didn't have to do it.
And we have to deliver by what date?
The budget? No, that-
It's best if it's done before September 1st, but last year we went 1 week into September.
Is it 1?
By
I
October?
don't know why I was thinking like, it was like the. second
October's the
week.
new budget year.
Oh.
Usually August is when we do all of our.
All right, so what's the dates? Anybody got dates that y'all been thinking about?
Chris, you're going,
I'm out basically from the 21st to the 31st.
Of August?
me
or
and you are both going
July.
at the same time.
21st to 30th.
Me and Chris are both going at the same time.
So we're
Not
gonna
together.
try to squeeze one in next week if we had to, not the same place though.
What about the first week of August?
I will be out the 1st through the 7th.
What about?
So what are we gonna go over in the first one? That's public
Rough
works.
numbers. And yeah, we generally do public works right off the bat.
Okay.
What about Thursday, August 8th?
I'm good.
I mean, that's good. I know, what, 3 years ago, I think we may have waited until deeper into August. Man, that almost-
Well, last year it almost killed us, going into September, a week into September.
Yeah, well, this is gonna take us into September possibly unless we do one every week in August.
Which would be hard because your last 2 weeks are booked up and your first
Right.
week's booked
But I
up.
mean, the thing is, you gotta think about it, if we do one every week, we're gonna have, on that second week, we're gonna have 2 meetings that week.
I was gonna say, last year, we had 2 meetings in the same week.
1 week we did, yes.
Well, that's because we had to play
Time
with
crunch,
dates. I mean, if we're all being honest, it'd be nice to not do that, to drain people
Yeah.
and to, give you fresh minds and give you time, right, to think. Because if you're having to think about and look at 2 meetings, you're not gonna be doing probably the right thing in one.
Well, what about next week? Is that too soon for next week? Is that too soon?
That's gonna be up to,
Yeah, because we don't have it printed yet.
Yeah, what is required on your end?
y'all get it printed up by next week?
I can try.
Uh,
We did it like,
So it's either the week of the 15th or the beginning of the week of the, what, 12th? Oh, no.
It could be the week of the 5th.
You're out 5th, 6th, 7th?
I'm out the first day of the 7th.
So that, the
Robin?
8th is technically the first day.
y'all are 15th and 16th, right?
What?
Oh,
All right, let me say this. I'm not leaving town. I will be in town. So if you want to set a meeting, I'll come up here for the
Is
meeting.
it 23rd and 24th?
Wait a minute.
We got to get this done, so
August
What?
1st,
We'll be
August.
23, 24.
I'll be in town for that little short.
It's a
So
Friday.
it's back
back on the first?
Yes.
For sure,
So
for sure.
it, yeah,
I can't do nothing.
So we could actually do it on, oh, you can't do it on Thursday?
On Friday.
that's a Thursday.
It's a
We can do
Thursday.
8-1.
Yeah, that's what I
Do we
said.
do it?
So maybe August 1st,
8-1,
and then if we had to, we could turn around and do another one the next week, right?
8-8.
We're out one.
I mean,
It's
that
okay,
way,
I'll be in town.
we could do one next week, and then we could, no, and then we could maybe skip
Skip, so we can do our council,
regular session week,
do the
and then fire
22nd.
back up on the 22nd. Just keep them on Thursday, right?
I'm out on that
We're going on vacation.
Oh, okay, on August
Back that
20,
one up.
on August 20,
We can do everything up to the 21st.
okay, so let's just move that
Back
one.
that one up to the 21st.
Are we doing the 1st as well?
1st, 8th, and now we're talking about the 21st.
I need to be wondering, what time on the 1st?
Are we doing 6:30 like last time?
I want to do 6:30 for these, Leon? No, it's for you, the traffic, 6:30. So we do them all at 6:30.
So the first at 8?
First, 8th, 20, are y'all leaving on the 21st or?
Well, I need 2 days to get us from meeting.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I heard you say something about 21st do something else, so is the 21st good or we need back
No,
on the
no,
20th?
no, that's
We're
good.
setting it right now,
That's good.
8/21.
That's good.
And you said the 8th as well?
Yes.
1/8/21. Do we want to go back to the 29th or do we want to just,
We can set it for the 29th, and maybe we won't meet.
I mean, and set those four?
I'm
So
good with
first, 8th, 21st, 29th,
Wow,
6:30?
that's 4. We should be pretty close to wrapping it up. by
Yeah.
then. All right.
And we want to do 6:30 every night.
Well, it gets us out here by 7:30.
Pizza?
Well, yeah, there was one.
It's a little late.
I think we had one night, went 2.5 hours.
Okay, now, wait a minute, we
That was
may have a
fun work.
conflict here
What do
because
you got?
planning and
Oh.
zoning meets on the 1st. And then
Yeah.
Keep West Tawakoni Beautiful is on the 22nd, but there's not one
They're
there.
on the 15th.
Yeah.
we'll be on the
Oh, that's right, it's on the 15th. Yeah, so planning and zoning's on the
We
1st.
skipped that week. The first, now the first.
Yeah, P&Z. But Shannon's already told me they don't have anything for August.
They don't? She told me when I spoke to her before the 4th of July that we were gonna have something, that things could have changed.
Yeah, well, some things have changed in recent days. So,
All their
She knows more than I do. I
All
haven't spoken to
their
her. I was out of town.
And we can't do Fridays. So,
And if
Yeah, please.
if we had to have a planning and zoning, is there a rule that it has to be here in this room?
That was gonna be my question.
not that I'm aware of.
Well, what if,
Lee,
sometimes, I remember in the past, we've done like 2 nights in a row. What if we just move it to the 7th?
I mean-
The 7th, that would be a Wednesday and a Thursday.
I have a feeling that it would, if we had to have a planning and
I wouldn't
zoning on
go
the
back
first,
that one.
we could either have it at the golf course or, I mean.
hey Lee, do you know of anything that requires like our P and Z to meet here at the city hall? By any laws or regulations or anything like that? I mean, because we're trying to set these workshops.
How many of y'all are there? So it's for kids to go.
Shannon said yes, there is a meeting.
There is. They could use some break. room.
They could use the breakdown.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all okay with that?
Yeah.
Kevin,
Never mind, I think we got it figured out.
Yeah.
But thanks for digging into it for us.
What time are y'all meeting?
Yeah.
So we just need to make sure that we post it, that it will be in the break room.
We can probably direct them to.
But-
Yeah,
I mean,
okay, cool.
you
Y'all
know,
meet at 6:30 or 7?
we moved it later because of the summer, because it was killing some of us business people that have summer intensive
Right.
businesses.
So-
we're at
So we'll
7 now.
close that door and leave that main
Yeah.
door open.
Because believe us, none of us on the planning and zoning want to get involved in your budget.
Well, welcome, y'all.
No. We'll be happy to take a break.
It's a workshop.
Okay, so 1/8.
You're welcome.
No,
24.
yeah. I spent too much of my corporate career doing that. No, thank you.
And then did we put
29.
And the 29th is a contingency, we have to go.
Hey,
You're gonna get it there.
1/8/21/29.
They give you enough time, you know.
Does it give you enough time to post it? To the next day?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I mean, you know, all that stuff you do.
I would think, right.
So Mike gave up a vacation day to be here. You give up one and go ahead and get a rig.
I know.
Hey, don't get me in a wreck with her.
Just look at
No, no. Thanks.
Hey.
My
Thanks, Chris.
Airbnb was day.
See what she had to throw over there.
I'll get mine if you do your flight.
My flight?
6/30.
Yeah, is it just don't come back or?
Oh, no.
We have taken action.
So we, I don't think we have.
That's interaction. I'll make the motion, we accept the dates of 8/1, 8/8, 8/21, and 8/29 at 6:30 for our workshop.
A second.
I have 6 meetings at once.
Leon, like,
Jacket final.
Chris Burkett.
Motion made by Chris, seconded by Jack, and carried across the table.
You said you only have 6.
I got 6 meetings in this room. That month.
6:30 p.m.
We're gonna have to put your name on a chair.
1/8,
Can I?
21/29. All right, so that takes us to item B, discussion and or take action for EDC to give Keep West Walking Beautiful $10,000 for signs for entrance to the city.
So this will be a first reading of this, and we'll do it again your next meeting as you can. And I'm gonna let Mary tell you about it.
I passed out to everybody up here and some of us in the audience, the design by Holt Custom Stoneworks. And it also has the prices on there. We also are going to purchase a maintenance contract. And I believe that one was $150 per sign. That's in case that if anything that's broken, cracked, discolored, faded, or whatever, they will come out and redo it. This is all stone and metal. There is no wood. The posts here on the signs appear to look like wood, but they're not wood. It's all cast concrete. And he did our monument at the Veterans Garden over here that's the state of Texas. And he's got beautiful examples over in the Emory lot where he works now. There's 2 sizes here. We can get both the same size or we can get them different. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter to him. He needs about a month to make these. And he'll bring them out and deliver it, and as you can see, there's a $275 delivery and install. Because he pours a concrete pad to put this on. And one of them is $275, one's $250 to install.
That's pretty cheap, man.
That's why.
Mary,
That's
you
why-
know, you said he pours a concrete pad. Do you know how thick? Is he bolting into it, I assume?
He did talk about that.
Yes.
I think
And,
it's 6
and if
inches thick.
he
6
will
inches.
come up here and do a presentation like he did. Mike was here when he did it for our committee. He has beautiful slides and talks about his company, how long they've been in business, and gives you more detail. I only printed one page of what he gave us, but he has other drawings that show the side of the structure where the metal sticks out, and that'll all be engraved with the city of West Waukene, Catfish, capital of Texas, in the colors, and just like it is out front of the city hall at the fish.
I can tell you the presentation was incredible, and the signs are gonna be amazing. I think they're gonna outshine Quinlan and some of the surrounding areas that just got signs. They are gorgeous.
Is the color, it's always hard on printed paper, is the color like this light toned wood against the gray? I mean, are we seeing?
It looks like wood, like
Yeah,
natural
So
wood,
it's
but it's
this lighter
concrete.
color with
It
gray?
probably would be, or maybe a little bit darker. I mean, he can make it in color we want it to be, but this is just his proposal that he presented to our committee and we approved.
And he etches the logo into the stone?
It's incredible.
No, this
What they do.
logo here is metal, it's on metal.
So is it an overlay on metal?
It sticks out from the stone about that far.
So he's fabricating the logo. Does he need artwork from us?
No, he already has it all.
He creates it from scratch.
Mhm. Yeah, we've already sent him the city logo and our Keep West Waukene Beautiful. We would also incorporate EDC's name on the post. Again, this is just the one page, but on the bottom of the post here, we would put our logo for Keep West Waukene Beautiful, EDC over here on this side. And it was suggested that perhaps we ask the service clubs if they would like to donate towards these signs and have their name, their logo, like American Legion, VFW, AMVETS.
I'm sorry, I couldn't see where you were pointing. Where would logos be?
They would be at the bottom of this, what looks like wood.
Okay.
They would be metal.
Be like a little placard.
Yes.
So Mary, does the 10,000 include lighting and landscaping as well? Or not really?
That's
Is that something further up down the
That's
road?
probably something our committee will have to
Okay.
sponsor that, because we will have to have lighting and we will have to have landscaping around it to make it look attractive.
And do you already have approval for the 2 spots where you're going to place them?
No, we do not. We have been talking with TxDOT for over a year and a half, and we can't get very far with them. Although they told us if we put it on private property, we wouldn't have a problem. But I don't know any property owners personally that I could approach about.
I think the only issue with private property is the easement, is so big up and down 276. Putting it on private property wouldn't even be seen. That would be it'd be sort of a waste.
Well, TxDOT owns 2 pieces of property down here at Camp Caddo. And it's a triangle, and then that's where we would like to put one of the signs. If we could ever get them.
The short side.
Yes, the shorter one, if we opted for the short one. Or they both could be the same, but at any rate, also down here by the 2 Mile Bridge, that's all SRA property. And from what I understand, Ms. McCrary had given back to SRA some of that property down there. Cause I really wanted it to go where her old faded metal sign is. If y'all know what I'm talking about, by the bridge, there's a triangle looking metal
It
sign.
used to be the cattle barge sign.
Yes, you're right. And, so anyway, I would love for it to go there. But again, I think that's something that we have to talk to somebody about.
So what's it gonna take? I mean, if the TxDOT's not being responsive, what is it gonna take to get them to approve it?
I've offered to help them out, to go to our contact at TxDOT and see if I can arrange a meeting.
Yeah, we would have to meet them face to face because
Same thing.
same thing, we have,
A city representative can reach out to those entities and arrange and set up a quick meeting to get that taken care of.
faster than we could,
And we also
obviously.
get contacts from SRA.
Yes.
So.
It would be a lot easier if we stepped in and helped them out. Get them in.
One-sided, dual-sided,
Pardon me?
both sides?
No, just one side.
Just coming, yeah. just coming.
What would it take to do two sides?
$20,000.
Probably another couple thousand. And I don't know that this would support 2 of these slabs. I don't think it would.
Did it just say come back on the back of it?
It might. You might be able to do that.
Going
Y'all
out,
come back.
it'd be on the left side over here, and say, come back.
Yeah.
Or something.
It might. He might be able to do that, but he wouldn't be able to put another piece of metal
Right.
that'd be too heavy.
It would be nice to have something on the back.
Can I just say one thing too? If they want to do more than that, you have that occupancy tax, and that is something you can use occupancy tax on.
Yeah.
Is signs for your city, is for naming your city.
Because we want everybody to know that this is a city. We're not Quinlan. Quinlan doesn't go all the way to the bridge. We are our own entity here. And a lot of people driving through think it's all a part of Quinlan.
Yeah,
So,
Approving them to spend it, we need to make sure they can be put up.
Yeah, why don't we?
well, and they're waiting for us to have the funding. Of course, Gary over at Holt, he's of course waiting on that too. For us to have the money approved and everything before we could start on it. But he knows that we've got to get the location.
Yeah, I wouldn't think you'd want anybody to start on anything until you know where you can put them up.
Mhm.
So we're gonna approve the funding. Yeah.
Yeah.
That we can get the
Contingent.
location.
Yes,
Yes.
on the location.
And that's what we've said in the EDC is that we would like to give this, all depending on whether they get the consent to put them up.
I'd also like to see what creative solution he has for the back of them and see what that costs, so we can discuss
Okay.
where we
The
can
one,
get
if we
those
could
funds.
get the textile triangle right down here at Camp Caddo, you wouldn't put anything in the back of that, because there's trees behind it, so you wouldn't have nothing would be seen. But that's of course where we want to do landscaping and lighting and all that kind of stuff. And then down here by the 2 Mile Bridge coming this direction, you definitely would want something on the back side of that one. If he can
That would be good to investigate. So you're volunteering to help them with setting up the meetings?
I'd like to say that I am thrilled that we're getting this opportunity.
Yes.
I know y'all have,
Thank you, council.
y'all have worked
We've been working for 10 years trying to have road
very
plant
hard.
sales and yard sales, and it's just not adding up.
$300-$500
Because
a year
we're
in there.
self-supporting from, everything. We have to pay for everything we do,
I know it's
so.
been a long time ago, and I'm very thrilled for it.
I think it sounds pretty good.
Yeah, people will know we're here.
Yeah,
Maybe if we just put them up and do extra forgiveness.
Maybe on the back, we can put
It crossed my mind, I'll be honest.
Weren't we all told that as kids?
Yeah.
We'll try
It's easier to ask for
that.
forgiveness. Hey, I'm human. It's easier to ask for forgiveness than just permission.
Okay, so we have a motion that we are currently not taking action until we know about.
I didn't ever hear you.
I don't think we have an emotion on the
I
floor.
thought I heard you say you were
I'll
going
make
to
a-
approve contingent.
I'll
on
make
it
a move,
having
a motion that
spot
we
split.
approve. What it says here.
10,000.
Yeah, that we approve the $10,000 for the sign for the entrance to the city from the EDC.
Do we need to attach a contingency on there, contingent to
Verification.
verification of the locations? Do we need to do that?
That's got a place to put them.
And I would
They're
add,
fine with that. Okay,
artwork on the back.
I'll add that to it.
Oh, possibly artwork for saying y'all come back or whatever.
Yes.
Well, we're just approving to give them the money with the contingency, they got a place to stick them up.
that's right.
Anybody second it?
Yeah.
I'll say.
Go ahead. That's good.
So Leon made the motion, Chris seconded it.
And this is just the first reading.
We got votes for it.
Leon Meyer.
Jack O'Connell.
Chris Burkett.
Motion made, motion seconded, motion passed.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Good presentation.
Thank y'all for that. This takes us to item C, discussion and to take action to remove Jane Keller. Resignation has already been accepted. Add a check signer for Keep West Tawakoni Beautiful, and removing Jim Turnipseed as a check signer for the city accounts.
Oh, what she was saying.
That-
What she was saying, I'm just curious. If that's maybe here or there.
She wanted to know why she resigned.
Do what?
She
Yeah, I was
wanted,
just curious why she resigned. She's not participating.
Oh, I don't know why she resigned. Well, I think it was her husband's health.
I'm making a motion we remove Jane, how do you say her last name? Keeler. And Jim Turnipseed as check signer.
A second.
Votes.
Leon Meyer.
Oh, Jack O'Connell.
Chris Burkett.
Motion made by Leon, seconded by Jack, carried across the board. Takes us to D, discussion and to take action on EDC scheduling meeting for July 1st, 2024. So that was, this committee, right?
I
I don't know what that's about yet.
I would like to provide some clarification on the events on July 1st, 2024 for the EDC meeting that was scheduled for 7 p.m. By any means, I'm not trying to make excuses. I'm just owning my own mistake. Contrary to what has been heard, said, and read, along with everything that has been posted to social media, this was not, under any circumstances, something that was planned, connived, and in no way was this an orchestrated event between anyone. The truth is, I left work at 6:15 that night, I drove home, changed clothes, and I laid down and fell asleep until the next morning at 5.
and it was a long day.
It was a very long day. And as far as EDC being able to live stream the meetings, we've upgraded our IT services and security processes. Passwords have all been changed. There is a new process that was put in place for live streaming the meetings. EDC now has the ability to securely access their own live streams. I want to apologize to the EDC council members in the community for this mistake that I made.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you for the work you did.
I don't think there's anything.
Yeah, we tried to get in, and I couldn't get in because usually Allison knows how to go ahead and set it up. And we just couldn't get in.
So there's no vote or anything needed on that, so we're just gonna move on to item D.
That's what happened.
Update on auction items for police department, public works department. We've got Chief John Alderson and Public Works Director Michael Stafford going to give us a little bit of an update on those. I think Michael kind of announced it in the announcements, but
Yeah, well,
Take it away, Chief.
you said, what, it's July,
July 20th.
July, the police department is putting up for auction, the, outer service 2008 Chevy Tahoe and a 2008 Crown Victoria, along with some, accessories for vehicles, cages and consoles. And a copy machine.
And
Say that
just
last part again, it was hard to hear you.
copy machine. An old copy.
Oh, copy machine, okay.
It does work, the, inking is more expensive, it was the big one over here when I bought the new one.
That's probably not set on there.
Yeah.
So we do have some other additional items I didn't bring up in the beginning. City Secretary, it's the building next door to this building is also added to the auction. So it's full of furniture, file cabinets, office chairs, office tables. Not ugly ones, nice ones. So those will all be auctioned independently as well. So the little building next door, full of furniture, all that will be auctioned. I've got an old jet machine we have an old jet machine that we're gonna auction. We have a old tiller for a 3-point we're going to auction. Some pontoons that have air rating, have aerators on them. We have a dog catcher box that was on the old dog truck that we're also auctioning. We have, I believe, 5 trucks and the water tanker truck. So,
And all of that is gonna be on this website?
yes.
C3, yeah.
Now, we are missing a couple of titles because the titles are from, the dinosaur age. Just kidding. The late mid-60s. But anyways, we're going to have to go to a regional office to get those titles reprinted.
So looking at me for.
Well, because we were outside talking about years, and I don't know, I felt terrible. I didn't want to look at you actually.
I also noticed you looked directly at it.
I know, I didn't mean to. I'm sorry, Leland. I'm sorry. Anywho, outside of going to get those 2 titles, we're in good shape. Most of it's already on there, except for the Crown Vic and the tanker truck.
Right, we've got to get titles for those 2, right? And
Yes.
I think either between you and the chief may have some.
Chief volunteered. I'm very
He may have-
grateful. Said
may
he'd
have-
take care of it.
He may have some evidence that needs to go to Tyler anyway, so he'll pair that up with going down there to, well, is it Tyler or Longview y'all have to go to, chief?
Longview.
Longview, okay.
How old is the tanker?
I think it's an 83 or an
Yeah,
86.
it's in the early 80s.
Yes.
Born before you were.
Okay, 74. Again, 74. When you graduated.
Yeah, we're
That's
going-
73.
we're going punches here tonight.
Do we still have the 40-foot trailer?
We do.
And we're keeping that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Good. Makes a good stage.
And it hauls tobacco.
And it's also good for culverts and alcohol.
Yes.
So do we have any cars in impound that are eligible for auction, or do we do that?
It hasn't been open long enough to
It
get.
hasn't, oh, okay.
It's-
It wouldn't be worth, we have to, wait, you found, so you're certain on cars.
Yeah, but you don't have any yet that have expired to be able to be in a sale yet. I imagine if y'all did, you probably would throw them in there because then
And what is the web address for this auction?
3C Auctioneers.
3C Auction Co. .highbid.com.
I bids on.
Auction co.
If
And is there a goal or something that?
you,
Yes, sir.
if you just Google C3 Auction Co., it'll come up.
It's their
Okay,
expense.
And so once we sell all these items,
Never know.
once we sell all these items, what will that money go toward? Is there a goal or
To
something?
a city picnic for us. No, it's going to go to replace city trucks.
You're full of it tonight, aren't you?
I don't know, Leon got me wound up earlier. Anyways,
Okay.
our fleet's pretty bad.
Okay.
So, and there's 2 more trucks that really need to go in this auction, but I got to hang on to them until after this auction. So we need some new city vehicles, and they won't be brand new; they'll be used. But I'm hoping for 2018 to work.
All right.
Sorry.
Could we just take out of town bidders on? That way everything will leave.
Well, we do want to.
So is that all the updates, guys, for the auction?
That's it. Unless you got something else, you.
Okay. So that takes us to number 9, citizens input, non-agenda related items. I don't think I didn't get any sheets.
No.
On once, on twice.
Make a motion, we adjourn.
Beat
Good job. I couldn't make that. So, Leon, second, motion made by Robin, second by Leon. You got votes for that?
And I say no, I would like to stay
Oh,
here
yeah.
an hour.
Stop it.
Jack McConnell,
The motion passed across.
if we can move it over to back house.
Thank you, guys. Thank you.